Alrighty. Taylor, what happened last time?
Oh, y'all didn't do this already? I specifically fucking came late so I wouldn't have to do this shit. Alright. Well, it went down something like this. We were just chilling, minding our own fucking business, when we tried to go to sleep like normal people, but no. We can't have nice things in this campaign. We can't even sleep. So in the middle of Audrey, taking watch, all of a sudden a gateway from God literally pops up in the middle of the wilderness. A shining golden gate from God.
Well, hold on. You skipped the encounter that took less time than I did to prep it to get through with
What?
the
You just
Sarkovan
paid
lost all.
somebody 1,500 gold.
Oh, yeah, we came across some goons who were like, "Give us your money if you know it's good for you." And we were like, "Okay, yeah, sure. Here's all of our money." It was just like it was like 1,000 some change. Um, and they were like, "Damn, this is the most money we've ever seen in our lives. Bunch of broke ass bitches." And then they walked off. They fucked off. So we cleared that. We dabbed on them, and then we tried to go to sleep.
Did we though? Did we dab on them? I'm sorry, I wasn't there.
We did dabberoni, and then we tried to go to sleep. Then the shiny golden gate from God came down, and Audrey was all like, "Huh? I haven't been to church recently. I don't know if this is a good sign." So she wakes me up of all people, like as if I'm some beacon of ethics or whatever, morality. And I'm like, "What did you wake me up for?" And she's like, "Well, you get me involved in all of your moral shit, immoral shit, usually. So now I'm dragging you into my shit." And I was like, "Ah, you got me." So we tried to open the door, but we suck and we couldn't open the door. We needed everybody, so we woke everybody the F up. We searched our mind palace for information about this gate, and we decided that we should try to open it up again. And this time we could. And we did so. And we walked through the gate, and all of a sudden we were in like a pocket dimension of Radum. And we had to succeed through his trial in order to get his boon. And we went through like three, four different trials, and it was all like this is why it was a bad trial for me, is because it required being humble and thoughtful and nice. So I was failing pretty bad. Like Sylvester had to motion me over and be like, "You're fucking this shit up." I'm like, "All right, all right." So I reeled it back a little bit. Also, Turkara was there. Um, yeah, like this first
Hey,
event, we were like in this, like they're having a feast, and they're like, "Boys, bring me more garum," and we're like, "Okay," and we sit down, and we're eating at the feast, and they're like, "Regale us of your tales," and Sir Kovan's like, "Okay." Turns out that was the wrong thing to do. Um, Everybody else who has like more than two brain cells to rub together is like helping the servant people and asking them how their day was, and helping pass out the drinks and shit like that. And they got good boy points to turn in for chicken nuggets later, whereas I got two bad little shit points that were circling around me, and I knew that that was going to come and bite me in the ass at some point. I think somebody else got some bad points too. Was that you, Cassie?
Yeah, I was being kind of reckless.
Okay, yeah. Cassie got some bad points too.
Alistar got
Um,
one.
Alistar got a, which I don't understand that because Alistar is just everybody's favorite guy. Um, but anyway, we managed to get through that trial. How? I'm not sure exactly. I think we helped enough good people that the door opened, and then Sylvester was like, "All right, let's get the fuck out of here." We go through there, and then all of a sudden, we're in Gladiator. You ever seen that movie, Gladiator? We're
Mhm.
in that movie, and there's this dragon who's like, "Fight my champions, and you'll get loot." And we're like, "Wow, this is really just a microcosm for the entire game of D&D." Um, but also, don't be too uh zealous with your fighting, or else you'll get more bad points. So we had to juggle that. We struggled with that for a while, actually. But eventually, we decided, after beating Kessie over the head and dragging her, we decided to not do any extra fights. We did the one fight that we needed to do to open the door, and then we got out of there. Um, am I missing a trial, or was the next trial the angel fight?
That was
Next trial was the angel.
So the final trial was the angel. And this is me reading from the notes that I took, by the way. This is an ad lib. Next trial is we got to the angel, and the angel's like, "I hope you've been good little shits, because if you haven't, this is about to be a lot more painful than it would have otherwise been had you not sucked." So I was feeling the pain. Kessie and Al started feeling the pain a little bit. But then Sir Coven, now with his full bard spell list and spell slots, I cast the same spell like 5 times in a row, and I think I incapacitated this angel
3 times?
bro slash dudette slash non-binary angel like 3 times.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot, but it was still a tough fight. Like I think I ate like 46 points of damage in one hit. Um, and the other people were doing their thing. They were doing it, but mostly it was me. And eventually we won, and we were rewarded with 4 thingies for our magic items.
Was it not 5?
it
Was
was
it
fine.
It was
5?
5 points.
5 slots for our tier subscription tiers like Battle Pass. We got 5 of them for our magic items.
I'm sorry.
Everyone
What?
except Turkara.
What are you talking? You got 5 what?
Experience points for your magic item.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, like to get it to the next tier, like the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
next subscription.
5 deepened bonds.
That's the thing I was trying to say. We deepened our bond. We got a deep, 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 deep
Okay.
bond.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks.
I had to say it 5 times because it was 5 bonds.
Grass,
And
you ended up getting a 7, including those bonus 5. If you want to keep track of that.
I tried to keep that track. Yeah, put that somewhere, but I don't know where you're keeping track of that depth.
Good question.
and then we won, and we left, and we went about our merry business, and we were heading towards. Isn't it the spring? No, is it New Jiri or is it the spring? New Jiri. Heading towards New Jiri. I got the nod. I was looking at Chris. We were heading there. I think we're trying to get to a portal, if I'm not mistaken. That sounds right. And back to the material plane. And we were on our way there, and I think we were getting close. We're like out in the outskirts, and then all of a sudden, it's like World War III in this bitch. Like, it's about to go down, and we're in the middle of it, and then cut to credits. Cliffhanger.
Alrighty. Before we jump into things, Chris, let's figure out your sword. Do you know how many points you are at in terms of experience for it?
Yeah, I can tell you real quick. I just have to pull it up.
hmm So whatever we're at before, you get +7 from last session. So
Oh my.
that'll
Oh my
probably bump you up to the next level. So I can give you that item once we confirm that you get that.
gosh.
Did you? Yeah, okay, you did +2.
Yes.
Oh, right. Chris, you said that you did what you said you'd do with mine.
Probably. It should be.
The
Oh wait, it's
auto hat. I just reading a wall of text to find the 6 words that are different is not my.
It does
yeah.
bump it to the next level.
The second paragraph of yours, Jay, is
Yeah.
like that first
Okay. Yeah.
sentence is
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
finish the long rest. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Can I do that now?
Yeah.
Because we
You
just
also
finished
go
the long
long
rest.
rest after the trial. Um. All right. So Takara, how many are you at total?
With the 7 or
Uh-huh.
before?
With the 7.
With the 7 would be 14.
Okay. So I just dropped in your inventory a awakened longsword of lightning. With some upgrades. I think you'll appreciate some of them. If you want to delete your old one and then attune to and equip your new one, and then however you're tracking the points, make sure you have 14.
Very sick and also very cool. Thank you.
All right. So you're traveling through the Feywild, approaching on New Jiri. You imagine just a few hours out. When you come across a place where a battle has been fought. Brush is trampled, branches hacked apart, arcane scorched marks blacken the leaves overhead. Pipes and fiddles begin to play a jaunty but unmistakably militant tune. Through the woods to the west you spy figures cavorting your way. Then, from the east, guttural whooping and the beating of wooden drums mark the approach of a second force. A pixie swoops past you, angular purple legs wrapped in streaming viridian ribbons with furred moth-like wings and a crescent moon mouth full of fangs. And it shouts to the eastern drummers, "Here they are! Attack!" Battle cries echo from both directions and audible twangs mark incoming arrows. From the east, marching under a green banner with a circle cut out the middle, is a front line of Fomorian giants 15 feet tall with immense bows and huge thorny clubs. Lance-wielding elves mounted on deer defend either wing, and a back row of tortoises carrying light trebuchets are operated by gnomes. The western force, marching under a banner that represents a hedgehog rampant on a field of waves, consists of a front phalanx of satyrs with tower shields and bows, and a herd of centaurs holding tethers of a gargantuan savage treant that was split by lightning down its waist, causing it to have 2 heads facing opposite directions and 4 arms. As these 2 forces converge on your position, what do you do?
Get my pants. I try to hide. I try to run to this behind this rocky outcropping.
All right, here we're gonna roll initiative and keep track of things that way. So we're
Oh boy.
gonna.
Do we have opinions? I mean, I have opinions, but do you guys have opinions?
Opinions on what?
Like, do we want to just watch these people fight and get out of the way? Or just like pick one of you up and disappear into the night, or? Well, that's an easy question.
I mean, I just wish I had a better idea of the context first before I decide whether I'm gonna fight, and if so, both or neither side.
No, I agree. Step one, my default behavior is to get the fuck out of the way. Chris, how upset with us would you be if we just made you run this fight and watched?
I mean, I wouldn't do every single dice roll if that's what you did.
Sure.
I would sort of narrate what happens, but that's certainly an option. Um, Audrey, if you want to roll initiative,
Sorry, I totally forgot.
you're good.
You're good.
You totally, I just ignored you. Mine is showing. I mean, I'm able to do that, but I have the little like spinny clock
Oh.
Yeah, it's
thing on
paused
mine.
now.
There you go. All right. Sveshra, you're the first to act.
Would I have any context of what's going on between these two warring
Make a
factions?
history check with advantage.
Oh boy. History. Ooh. Yeah. Gonna need that advantage.
Yeah, so one sec. So you recognize the two banners on either side. They're for two of this. Well, you're used to kind of dealing on the scale of fey politics that are pretty high up there, being that your mother is one of the most powerful fey in the realm. Um, so to you, these are two lower courts that seem to be at war with each other. The uh, the east side with the giants seem to be marching under the banner of the unseen court, and the western forest is marching under the banner of the hedgehog court. And those are two smaller courts that have power in New Jiri. Um, so you recognize them, you know that they're from New Jiri, and they're obviously at war, but the circumstances of that you're not sure about. But they're basically like underneath your mother in the political structure. But you know, she mostly doesn't bother with what they do.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think we want to deal with this right now. I'm just gonna actually let's start doing some nonsense. How do I do this again?
All right.
Um, going to cast Expeditious Retreat on myself.
Okay.
And double dash the fuck out of here. One, two, see ya later. Three. Good luck, everybody else.
Cassie, you're up.
I'm gonna move here. Can I pick up Alistar?
Uh,
Alistar, can I pick you up?
Sure. I won't fight it.
How much do you weigh?
I'm pretty scrawny. Do I have a specific weight that I wrote
I,
down?
I don't. How much? Do you know how much? Do you have your weight of your inventory as well?
Let me see. My inventory is 105.
Okay.
So I'm
12.
basically full inventory for my standards, but I'm also bad strength, so I don't have much.
No, I'm just saying like I can about carry you. Um. So yeah, I'm just gonna just pick up Alistar and can I pick him up and dash?
uh, did any of your abilities make it so that you aren't slowed down when you're dragging people?
I mean, that's what. Yes. Like,
Right, right. Okay. I couldn't
or do
remember.
just makes me
Yeah, so you can
makes
move
time
at
movement.
normal speed and dash. It doesn't cost you an action to pick them up or anything.
So,
Stretcher
uh,
Stretcher went downward.
okay.
Uh,
That I will follow Sylvester,
if you don't want to split the party.
which I don't. Just doop doop.
Yep.
Dink.
Alistar, you're up.
Hmm. Let me think. So, we're over here now. I don't really know. Let's see. Are there any spells that could help me in this case? I don't think so. Nothing that can make us like faster or anything like that. I think no. I think I'm just gonna shout back to everyone like, yeah, guys. I think we should leave. We shouldn't be a part of this. At least until we know more, and that'll be all. Not much else gonna be able to do.
Sarkovan, you're up.
Okay. I am going to cast a spell. What spell will it be? It will be um I thought I took the spell, but now I can't find it. Hold on one second. I could dimension door. Um I think what I'm going to do is cast mislead. So I become invisible, and at the same time, an illusory double of me appears where I'm standing. Um, the invisibility would end if I cast a spell or do an attack. Uh, I am going to not use its senses, but I'm going to leave its copy there. And I am going to run. I'm invisible even to myself now.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Um,
I can see my copy. Is this my copy? Or is that me?
it made them both invisible because they're the same actor.
I know, but I
Uh,
can only see one of the tokens, strangely enough.
oh, do you have it selected? Click or hit like escape to unselect it.
Oh, shit.
It's
Okay.
because
All right.
the tokens can't see each other.
I
Yeah, I'm gonna get
gotcha.
rid of the copy and throw something else down. What's the? Here, we'll do this for now. There you go. That's our copy.
I don't like what you're implying with that. Okay. I move 30 feet, maybe. You're not sure. You can't see where I am. I am my turn.
Alger, you're up.
So I think the only thing I have make me go a lot faster is hold on, I lost it. I have a spell scroll, but I don't know if this will actually help. Can somebody tell me if this will help expeditious retreat?
Yeah, just let you dash. Oh no, you useless to you. It lets you spend your dash action, your bonus action dashing, which you can already do because you're very cool and double rogue.
Well,
You can just dash 3 times on your turn though, which is insane.
okay, that's
You
what
goes you just move 90 feet on your turn, which is very many. Zoom zoom.
You want to head
that's what
towards Cassie, Alistar, and Spestra?
say that again.
You want to head towards the people who have already taken their turn?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you
so
move me?
sure, I got you. Yep, keeping up
Oh,
with
no.
Cassie. Um, Is that your turn?
That is.
All right. Let's see. We're gonna. So the little pixie that spotted you is gonna cast a spell. Let's see. Takari, you should be making a deck save. I don't know. Oh, failed. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't even see it.
Oh, I think I set it to auto roll.
Well, can
Those
I
now?
use that thing that I was just reading it, but wasn't there an ability on the sword that it has to do with deck saves?
Um, is that something you would have activated as soon as you saw trouble?
I'm sorry, I like just read it for the first time, so
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
fine.
super positive.
Yeah, I mean, Takara would be, by this point, understand how it works and know how to use it properly, so.
Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to do that yet, so never mind. Sorry.
Okay. Um, yeah, so I mean, you get marked by glowing purple lights as it casts Fairy Fire on you. There it is.
Chris, the spell mislead is a little ambiguous as to how things interact with the illusory copy of me. So I don't know how you want to handle that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the lights start sparkling around the copy, um, but you were out of range of it, so, like, if you were in range, you might have gotten affected by it, even though you're invisible. All right. And then I need everybody to make a deck save as a volley of arrows launches across the battlefield from the giants.
I get advantage, right?
Yes. Um,
I can see it.
and Takara, you get disadvantage because you are fairy fired. So the DC is 17. You take 17 damage on a failure, or 8 damage on a success. So 17 or higher deck save gives you 8 damage. Otherwise, take 17.
But Audrey only takes half because she's a rogue, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, you said 17 for the full damage?
Yeah. And Takara, you're up.
Great.
Oop.
I'm gonna run. No, I'm gonna dig my heels in. Take the. Just kidding. Blah, 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 blah. And then dash.
Sarkovan
Oh
suddenly becomes
shit.
visible as an arrow strikes him.
Hello.
My copy disappears.
Yep.
Well. If I had put Sarkovan on my back, how does that affect my action economy here?
You'd be at half speed, but it wouldn't cost any actions to pick him up if he's willing.
Hello, Sarkovan. Are you willing?
I am willing and able.
Okay. Wow, that's a different question. Okay. Demon on back. and tiefling rather. And so actually I would have been here. So that's 25. So then to dash I have another 15. Blah, blah, blah. I moved there with my friend.
All right. Svestra, you notice out of the corner of your eye behind this rock over here, suddenly appearing in view, a red-haired humanoid in bright red and orange clothes, kind of waves at you and shouts, uh, "You should definitely come this way. I can definitely lead you to a safe overlook nearby, but um, you'll definitely need to get away from this battle soon." And then you notice they're barefoot and their feet turn in the wrong direction, heel forward and toes backwards. Um,
Who can I hear that?
yeah, you hear it. It's not too far. It's on the other side of the rock over here.
Oh, okay.
And now I need everybody to make another deck save. This one is DC 16.
Oh no! And gonna make a.
Um,
17 insight to figure out if that person is trustable.
You're gonna get
Taylor, you have a
disadvantage because
+4.
you can't see them yet and can only hear their voice, so it's like hard to read their body language or pick up on other
Absolutely.
clues.
I still fail.
All right, this is only 7 damage on a failure, 3 on a success. But if you failed, you also need to make a con save.
I don't know if they are lying or not.
That 9 is +4, so 13.
With a DC 15 con save. So Sarkovan, you are confused. You need to roll a D10 on each turn to see what you do.
Okay.
As the arrow strikes you and you feel the strange poison enter your veins before the world starts turning all sorts of strange colors. Stressor, you're up.
Does my body naturally form an antidote with a nat 20? Can I bottle and sell my blood now?
You can certainly try. There are definitely some people who might buy that. Stressor.
I would, since I'm leading the charge effectively, I also kind of want to incite the
Go for it.
newcomer. $11.
So you can tell that based on the way they're hiding and their mannerisms, they don't seem to be aligned with either side. You're confident of that. And then with your passive perception, you pick up some extra details that I just sent you. But that doesn't really tell you how honest they're being or not. So the choice is yours.
Can we enact that Baldur's Gate thing, since there are a bunch of us like in line together?
Oh yeah. Basically everybody except for Takara can act in any order, and then once all of you have taken turns, then we go on to the enemies. Or y'all can like all move at the same time and then take actions or whatever you want to do. But yeah, so they're like waving at you, gesturing to come behind this rock. It is kind of like a couple rocks piled off to where there's a little bit of cover underneath it.
Did it look like they had to dodge any of the arrows?
Um, you see a few arrows that kind of hit the tops of the rock, but this individual was underneath it, so it looks like they were safe from the volley.
Oh, last question. Does it look like the both sides are aiming at us or aiming at the other?
Just
Like,
it's like hundreds of arrows. Like there are more ranks beyond what you see on the map, and so it's like they're not aiming at you in particular. Just arrows are falling all around, and it's hard to dodge them.
Something about where we fight being in the shade.
I'm also gonna cast Longstrider, so I can go forever. So what is that? That's 165 feet of movement a turn. I kind of start angling off in this direction, kind of.
Mhm.
I kind of look at everyone else.
So what's everyone else doing?
I have to roll a d10 on my turn. I'm
That's
just
true.
clinging on to Turkara for dear life.
I thought we had to wait because we're separated a little bit.
You are, but
I'm
Wait,
not.
Cassie,
I fa-
Alistar, and Audrey are not.
Cassie, I failed the. Sorry, Cassie failed the. Did I take damage and it's just not enough for me to notice?
Probably.
No, you didn't.
The confusion arrows aren't a lot of damage. They're not as big as the giant arrows, but they do have a chance of confusing you.
Did I fail the? Did you did? Did you make me take the confusion check?
No, I asked for it if you failed the original one.
Okay, my bad. I did not hear that. There was too much.
What was
It's
the
a. It's a
dex save for the
win save.
arrow?
The confusion arrows are a 16 dex save, and if you fail the save, you make a con save.
I am also confused.
It was a con save, but
Oh, con.
yeah,
Okay.
it's
Well
at
then
poison.
that's fine then. I've
Yeah.
passed.
Yeah, you're not confused.
I mean, what's a is 16 pass? Because the first one passes if it's a
It's
16.
yeah, it was a
Okay.
15 con save.
I'm just gonna haul ass down. Wait, where did everybody else go? No, I'm gonna haul ass down with Edelstar. Still around this corner. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can see the individual who was shouting before.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna move that way.
Yep, I'm just hanging on for dear life.
All right. So unless y'all are doing anything else, Starkoven, you can go ahead and roll a d10. Uh, you get to make a melee attack against Takara.
A melee attack?
Yeah, suddenly Takara transforms into this horrific devil that's holding on to you, and the only way to escape is to cut yourself free.
All right. Well, I'm riding Turkara and I take out a whip and I try to get her to go faster, I guess.
Don't tell me with a good time.
I miss.
All right, make another con save.
I don't like that I'm getting bossed around. Oh,
You're so confused. All right, well, the pixie is gonna move here, and it's cast entangle. You're carrying Sarkovan, so Sarkovan is not affected. But Takara, I need you to make a strength save.
Okie doke.
Um, yeah, these vines pull at your ankles, but you just rip past them and keep running. And now I need everyone to make dex saves against the giant arrows. This is the DC 17 one.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You said another dex save.
Yes. 20 damage on a 16 or lower, 10 damage on a 17 plus.
Do you take 10 damage no matter what?
Yeah. As this volley of arrows comes down.
Well, except for the rogue that's
Oh yeah.
half and a fourth, half and 0.
Takara, you're up.
So wait,
Actually, you take no damage.
nice. All right.
Sorry, I'm very quickly looking through my spells because it's been a hot minute. Yeah. I'm going to cast Haste on myself.
Alrighty.
So essentially my speed, since I'm carrying Sarkovan, my speed just becomes my normal speed.
Right. But you do get an extra
Okay.
action, so you can take an extra dash if you want as well.
Well, not this turn because I used Haste.
Right,
But
you're right.
on, yeah, subsequent ones. Okay. Yeah. So based on Sarkovan's actions, I think Takara would be smart enough not to know what's going on, but to not drop him at least. And I'm just gonna keep fucking running. Where did everybody go? I cannot see anyone.
They curved around this boulder.
Okay.
Or pile of boulders, I should say.
So come along, Sarkovan. Here we go.
Yeah, so you can use your normal movement for 30 feet, and then you have the action granted to you by haste that you can use for an additional dash if you want.
Oh, I forgot. We keep going. Now I see people. And then let's see.
Yeah, so this guy says if you're trying to get away from the battlefield, you're definitely going the wrong way. There's definitely going to be more fighting over that way.
Do I believe him?
Roll insight.
I would love to.
Chris, what did he say when he first encountered us?
They can lead you to a safe overlook nearby if you go over by them. All right, I'm gonna send you a message. Um,
Okay, sorry. I just shout to everyone. They will help us, but this is a deal, not a gift.
The everyone needs to make another deck save as another round of arrows from the west front comes.
Which I have advantage on now because of haste.
Yes. Although you're still fairy fired, so it would cancel out.
Yes. So yeah.
I have to make another con save to not be confused,
If you rolled below a 16.
which I did. How much damage do I take?
8 damage or 4 on a success.
Do I take any damage? I got a 28.
No.
Nice.
It's like, do I take any damage? I got a 40.
Did I, let's see. Sirkovan failed, but he's already confused. No, I can do good. But, everybody except Takara is up.
I'm gonna try and snipe the fucking pixie.
Oh my god, you're killing him?
The pixie?
Oh, which one's the pixie? Oh, the little pixie
The
on.
one that has the fairy fire up.
Yeah.
Um,
22.
are you aiming to kill?
Aiming to unconscious.
Okay. We'll say you like fire an arrow. Like, if you had rolled lower, I might have had it be a kill, but this thing's tiny, and your arrow like goes through its wings, and it crashes to the ground. Uh,
And it loses concentration on fairy fire.
yes. Oh, well, it made it dead, but whatever, it's still there. Takara is no longer fairy fired.
Thank you very much.
Um, what else are you doing?
Looking at everyone else, so what? See what they're doing.
I rolled a 10 on my d10.
You can
I
move and
think
act
that's a
normally
healing
this turn.
spell. Yeah, I think that's a healing spell for your Beast of Burden. Pretty sure.
Well, extra himself, right? He's fucking dying.
Yeah, but I just think that's what it would say on the die. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
like, I don't think he has a
no.
choice. Yeah.
You must heal your mount.
Let's not use the M word, but I agree.
Yeah, that's Sarkova, and you have a normal turn this round.
Oh, thank the Lord. Do I take a I need to do another concentration saving throw?
Yeah, I mean technically after you finish your turn, but
Well, I want to know now if I have to keep suffering this.
that's not enough. So you're still gonna be confused, but not at the
Well,
moment.
wait, don't I get +4 to that?
Oh yeah, then you're good.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right. All right, I have to actually think about what I was going to do, my bad. I assumed I would fail. Hmm. All right, I was too much of a pussy to do Dimension Door before, but now I'm feeling a little spicy. Can I see anything in the distance? Like, can I see New Jiri, or am I still like in the boonies?
Um, you can't see the city or anything like that. But make a perception check for me. Looking ahead, so you're kind of in a loosely forested area at the moment, but maybe 100 feet or so past the edge of this battle map, the forest ends, and you see a flat area, but then like further on you see another very flat wall of trees, indicating another forest area past that flat area.
How far away is the flat area?
About 100 feet from the edge of the battle map, which is so 165 feet from you would get you into the flat, like open area. Um,
Okay. I cast Dimension Door. The range is 500 feet, but I'm gonna do it like
so
200 feet out.
okay, that'll get you somewhere in the middle of the flat open area.
Yep. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna face that way, and I'm gonna say 200 feet straight forward.
Hmm.
Um, assuming there's no change in elevation. Um, I can bring one willing creature of my size or smaller. So I'm gonna bring Turkara.
My buddy is willing.
Okay,
Yep, that's what I do.
so I'll teleport out that way. Um, so that was
I'm
go ahead.
I move 110 feet south,
Okay.
so 80 feet off the map.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna move however much. Is it 90 feet that I can move?
Yeah, and I'm gonna move 80 feet down off the map.
Okay, so y'all are able to get away from this section of battle. Um, are you just running as fast as you can in the same direction, or
I mean, I'm checking. I want to do a little bit of like survival stuff to see if there's gonna be
yeah,
more
yeah, do make a survival check.
fight. Like making, like trying to avoid like
Survival or
future.
perception.
Whee!
So as y'all book it for a few minutes, you pick up on some things. So you notice that when you enter this large open area, that Sir Coven spotted, um, the trees that sort of surround it are very like square, like it's a wall of trees and then a right angle and a wall of trees to where you're like in a square of area without trees. But you keep pushing on, you head into another section of trees, and going past that a bit, you pop out into another square of grass, and uh, Kessie, you've starting to get a sense of the thing that's going on here. You realize that these squares of trees and grassland are kind of staggered in a way that sort of makes it seem like you're in a gigantic, almost like a chessboard, but instead of black and white squares, it's forested squares and grassy squares. Um, but as you're traveling, there's plenty of battle going on. You see mounted elves and trolls fighting leaping dryads, a four-legged flower blossom the size of an elephant being led by a rattlesnake with a woman's head, small tree ants trying to shake off squads of ettercaps clambering through their branches, a concert of Griegs wearing nose plugs as they ride atop a Kotobopas, and so on. Um, it just seems chaos in all directions. Is there any kind of plan or strategy that you have here?
I mean, I get the bit. I don't. Guess he doesn't get the bit though. So
I mean, it seems like if you don't do anything drastic, more armies are going to clash into you, and it's just going to be more danger like you had just before.
no, I understand that.
Yeah. But I mean, this is also like to the party.
Is there any like sources of water that we can find, or is it just like completely forest?
It's either forest or open grassland. That's all you Make a survival check for me though. Yeah, so you're pretty sure that if you keep heading south, you'll eventually hit the shoreline of kind of a large sea that's south of the swamp that you've been traveling through for the past few days. Um, but you're not sure how much conflict you're gonna have to go through to get there. Um, soon you hear uh, a persistent sound, piping horns and baying hounds accompanied by cheers. Um, the sound is like moving from side to side in the distance, but it's clearly produced by something moving at an incredible speed, like faster than any of you are moving, even with all your magic. But you just keep pushing on and
Getting closer?
make a perception check. Um, it's not heading directly towards you. You kind of get the sense that it's almost like chasing something, but it is slowly getting louder and louder, and it's you kind of get the sense that it's going to catch up to you before you escape this area.
And we're still in the open area right now.
Yeah, I mean you've gone through like 2 or 3 squares at this point. Um,
At the next like forested bit, if
Mhm.
we're close enough, I could try and turn us all to water puddles, and we can try and hide amidst the trees.
Mm. What I'm thinking is there a way for us to get a bird's eye view to see what the chessboard, like where the pieces are? I mean, short of you turning into something that can fly, which you can't because you're not Lilvati.
Oh, I can do
Belisar
that.
can.
I can do that. I can turn into a bird. Should I be a bird and go check out this from the sky?
Uh, I mean, I'm cool with hiding as a puddle. I just feel like we need to do something like in order to prevent
We
this
could
from getting
hide
worse.
first and wait for the thing that's actively getting closer to pass, and then test our luck with scanning the area.
Sounds good to me. I
Okay.
execute that plan
Puddle. We're
All
doing
right.
puddle tactics.
So y'all turn into
first.
puzzles. I need stealth checks with advantage to be a well-hidden puddle.
To not look like a weird puddle.
Yeah.
That was not an. Oops. That's better.
So as you you enter the next section of forest, you pass a pair of grimacing redcaps before getting behind some cover and transforming into puddles. Then crashing into the open area that you just left, a fox the size of a tiger bursts into view. And there's a gremlin strapped to the saddle on its back, that's waving as it dashes supernaturally fast. Um, on the fox's heels, 3 equally huge black hounds leap out of the woods, barking and howling, and then shortly behind them gallop a dozen steeds, each ridden by a mighty warrior clad in gleaming mithril plate armor. One in the lead blares his horn, and the whole procession tramples the redcaps to pulp. The largest of the riders, with silver antlers spreading from his helm, um, has what is unmistakably a bullet hole in the plate over his right breast. Um, he just shouts, "None shall stand between me and my prey," as they chase the fox. Um, this whole entourage gallops past you, but luckily you are able to remain unscathed, out of sight in your spot as puddles. Um, the danger seems to have passed for now. What do you do?
I have a random but quick question. Eochora have bullets? Question mark.
Um,
Possibly. Somewhere,
Or
somehow.
if Takara would know that, I guess is the
Oh.
real
make
question.
make
You said
a
it's unmistakably a bullet hole, so like presumably we would know what a bullet hole was.
to I guess to the player, it's not the
Not the-
characters.
Not the characters. That's the impression as well.
Yeah. So what are y'all doing?
Got it.
So either Alistar or Kessie become a creature that can fly.
Yeah. It's pretty cheap for me, so I'll pop it. I don't think you said anything about. Just as a beast I've seen before.
Oh, did you just get Druid for today?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I got it. I rolled it earlier, but like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Druid. So I'm just gonna turn into I don't know, the biggest bird I've seen.
Before Kessie leaves, I'll use Beast Sense, so I can see through Kessie's eyes.
Cool.
Get a double up on this one.
All right.
Yeah, sure. Something with like I think has good vision. I don't know what has good vision, but
I mean, yeah, we've probably seen some giant eagles flying overhead in your travels.
Yep.
So you fly up, and you're able to clearly see the chessboard laid out. Make a perception check, both of you.
But as what?
Advantage and a +4.
Okay.
Is mine normal?
Yours is normal.
Oh well, that's pretty good right there.
Yeah. So looking around, you can see that you've been heading south. You can tell that you entered from the north end of the chessboard, and you're probably about halfway through. But you're close to the eastern edge. So if you turn and head east, it's like one more square, and then you'll be out. And you also see in that area, there's sort of like a hill overlooking a lot of the chessboard, and you see many people on that hill kind of watching the unfolding battle beneath. There's all sorts of strange fae over there, as well as the individual that you saw by the rock before, who with the red hair. They seem to have just left the chessboard battlefield and are walking up the hill towards this group of fae. But yeah, it seems like you have a pretty straight shot if you just head east. You'll get out of this battlefield.
And you'll have to go around. Okay, we communicate that and get out.
All right.
Unless anyone has complaints.
Def not.
Okay, flee.
All right, so you'll head eastward. coming out of the forest and seeing kind of open plains stretched out before you with some hills here and there. Um, you kind of head up the side of this hill a bit, and you see um, several dozen fae, well dressed in combed furs, fine flowers, or beautiful gowns. Some of them sitting on giant toadstools, others on actual toads, and they're enjoying a picnic and occasionally peeking at the battle below through brass telescopic goggles. Um, some of the crowds are human-sized, elvish-looking fae, others are smaller pixies. Um, a One of the fae, a yellow caterpillar the size of a horse with pudgy arms and tiny hands, moves towards you and says, "Welcome, friends. I am Klaasvald, or Klaas for short. What mighty magical gear you carry. Most impressive. If you need anything, do not hesitate to ask. My servant, Mr. Knives, will be happy to accommodate you. They have plenty of snacks and other refreshments stored in their webway. All I ask in return for my hospitality is a bit of conversation." Uh, this character.
Ooh, a friend.
Um, Klaus
Takara
points
feels
at.
very
Sorry, go ahead.
sorry. Takara feels very EP.
Eepy? Sleepy?
After haste, yeah. It's just,
Oh, yeah.
Um, Klaus points out a grumpy Ettercap uh, that scrambles about on their spindly spider legs, serving everyone drinks, slicing bread and cheese, and constantly itching beneath the ridiculous fluffy sweater they're wearing. Um, that's Mr. Knives. Um, you notice when called upon for food, this individual clambers into a nearby tree, disappears into a large orb of spider webs, then emerges shortly after with the desired snacks. Kloss addresses you again. "So, such formidable gear is certainly a boon to your allies. Which side are you fighting for?"
Uh,
uh,
The winning side, of course.
Roll deception for me. Um, 1 second. Um, ah, so you must be of the Hedgehog Court. I've not seen you obeying or you working with Lord Elasdir before, but he must
Oh,
have
we don't
recruited.
work for him.
Then why are you fighting?
We just like fighting, honestly.
it's great fun to be had in fighting.
Well, there's certainly plenty of that going around. I, things have been relegated to the chessboard for now, but I'm sure before long things will get out of control and the fighting will move into the village itself and all across the countryside. That's why we've set up camp out here, next to the battlefield where it's safe.
very
Yes,
smart.
it's very interesting. And I say hopefully loud enough for the spider creature to hear me. Oh boy, all this fighting. Could really use some tea. Some tea right now would be great.
Ah, yes, yes, of course, right away. And the Mr. Knives goes into his cocoon of spider webs in the tree and then crawls back out and brings you a nice steaming cup of tea.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Knives, for this lovely tea.
You know, I know you're fighting for Olazdar, but personally, I think Thesraldian's the rightful ruler. Because I mean, what really happened was Supernova was spying for the Unseen Court, and Olazir found out, killed him, and tried to blame Thesraldian. So just make sure that when this battle ends, you're on the right side.
Now that is the real tea.
And I accidentally spill some of my tea on the ground.
Oh, Queen,
Oh,
do not
I'll
spill
I'll
it.
get you more. And he scuttles back up into his tree.
So you're not angry at us for fighting for the hedgehog court, even though you seem to side with the other court?
It's a lot of these politics are, I guess, above my pay grade. I mean, I have opinions, but I can't really. I'm not much to make a difference in all this.
So forgive me for my ignorance. I'm not super familiar. Actually, we haven't been to New Jersey in a while. Um, in a very long while. You could say like a lifetime. Um, and so I was just curious. You seem very important. Like you've got a lot of things going on. What's you know what's your deal?
So Klaus says, well, if you want the whole story, the
You can take the
unseen
cliff
court.
notes if you.
I'll try to keep it brief. I know how weird you mortals are about time. Um,
We're the
the
weird one.
unseen court, governed by Thesraldian, has been at odds with the Hedgehog court forever. Most of their disputes have to do with Astaria's use of technology and how it impacts the Feywild and things of that sort. But um, Thesraldian has a very close friend from Ethax, an elf musician known as Supernova. He comes back and forth, and he's quite popular in the city. Practically everyone enjoys attending his concerts. He's, uh, very, very famous. Um, but 3 weeks ago, during the snow moon, Thesraldian found out that Supernova was conspiring with the Hedgehog Court and murdered him when he was on his way to a meeting with Alazdar. Supernova's head was sliced clean off, but the Unseen Court tried to blame the Hedgehogs by sticking an arrow in his heart, because Alazdar is a famous archer. Um, for weeks now, loyalists of each side have come out to the fields to battle, but things are still civil for now. Um, Everyone's claiming the other side killed Supernova. Um, and as long as that's unsettled, this fighting will continue.
I pipe up immediately and say, wait, you're telling me Supernova is dead?
Yeah. You're a fan?
I immediately cast invisibility myself and just run off.
Okay, you see Alistar do this.
Can I,
Go ahead.
can I check? Can I do perception to see which direction you went?
Sure. Perception with disadvantage. Um,
I just realized you make him do stealth with advantage, but that's fine.
Alistar,
That's my passive.
what direction did you go?
In the direction where there are the least number of people, obviously not towards like where we just came from.
So that's probably on the other side of the hill away from the battlefield. So I mean, Jesse, you're able to tell enough that he didn't head back into the battlefield area.
Sure, I just want to keep an eye. Like, I want to like scoot a little bit in that direction and just like keep an eye out. Try not to get like, try to have light of sight on anything in that area, just to
Yeah. By this time, the red-haired individual you met before, kind of wanders up to you and says, "Oh, you're definitely some creative folk. I definitely suspected you wouldn't make it out of there, but here you are. Well done."
But
What is your name? Sorry, I cut you off.
Are you good?
Definitely.
Yep, that's definitely what I figured.
Uh, what is your role in this little combat here? Little, pretty large combat here.
One sec. Oh, just trying to get a good view of this fight that's definitely causing lots of interesting things here. All sorts of magic I've seen, and I definitely don't want to miss any of it. Um,
You hear Sfestra start giggling.
Bullshit.
um, but I'm really curious to see who kind of takes the lead here in the conflict, because definitely no one knows who really killed Supernova. Um, and Mr. Knight speaks up and says, "No, it was um, definitely Alazdor. He's just trying to blame Thessaldian. I heard all this from my good friend Copperhat." And the name Copperhat sets off a round of scoffing among the rest of the picnickers. And somebody just pipes up, "I heard Copperhat somehow got a wagon full of children's books from the material plane and tried to sell them. His rationale is that every orphanage in the material plane has these books, so if someone in the Feywild had them, they would attract children, which have all manner of uses." But one of the other Fae chime in, "A good idea, except the books were all philosophy texts, and the only people who showed up were Dragonborn, who seem intent on ruining our parties." Um, Down below on the battlefield, a storm cloud has gathered, and bolts of lightning flicker out to strike. The picnickers then turn back their attention towards the combat. Um, Kloss gets your attention again and says, "I'd love to buy some of your magical items. You see, I'm a great businessman, um, and while I normally would have no need for weapons, these are dangerous times. You might think I'm a fool to try to fight, but I have gold, and a fool and their gold are soon parted. Now, sell me your weapons, foreigners."
Well, let me just take a big look in this sack. I haven't looked at my weapons in a long time. Please bear with me.
I mean, I have some garbage, but I have like a great. You want a great axe?
Um,
I have a shitty ass great axe.
is it a magical great axe or a normal one?
It's a great axe. I don't have magical weapons.
It's great, Chris. What do you not understand?
Not great enough, he says.
Okay, yeah. I have yeah, garbage.
What about these cursed living gloves that are stuck to my hands that I can't get off?
Ooh, I'll buy those. And then he turns back to Kessie. Can I borrow your great axe for just a second?
Hey, you know what? I have better idea. I maybe be able to get those off, if Sarkovan wants me to.
Honestly, I was just kidding. And I'm only was offering you the gloves, not the hands with them. I'm not sure how that would even be useful to you, actually, now I'm thinking about it. What about a wand of viscid globs?
Ooh, that seems
Keep that.
most useful.
Keep that in your pants,
I'd
please.
give you 600 gold pieces for that.
600 gold pieces? That barely buys me boots.
Roll a deception.
Persuasion, deception, sure.
Barter menu has been opened.
Jesus.
Hey. Um,
I didn't think it was possible. He lost a deception check.
Um,
Oh shit.
well then I'd rather buy your boots. But 600 for the wand. No more, no less.
Let me think on it. What about a barter? What about a trade?
He kind of gestures towards the picnic on the hill. What more could you want besides gold? I don't have much here with me, but I'm open to suggestions.
Hmm. Hmm. Eochora, you were saying I cut you off?
No, you're good. I'm getting the impression he only wants like magical shit.
Seems like it.
I can sell you unarmed strike. They they'll be magical. No, I don't actually say anything.
I've got some magical drugs.
Those are the best kind of weapon. 1,000 gold.
Okay. I pull out my. I'm guessing it's in pouches. My pouches of flare. I've got 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now look, you got to be careful with this stuff, okay? Because you know, the less body mass you have, the more potent the flare. Okay, you got it. And you're not. Is this guy? Wait,
He's
you
like
said this guy
counting
was
out
struggling.
gold. He's not even listening to you.
Okay. All right. Well. Yeah, this doesn't seem like it could come back to haunt me at all. Here's exactly 3 drugs, good sir.
You just have some drugs that they're buying for 1,000 gold.
He hands you over a big, heavy pouch of gold.
I can't
Oh, well, it's fine. Whatever.
I can't put this in the chat, but I'm getting rid of my flare.
Um,
Oh, there it is.
Pleasure doing business with you.
You said that was 1,000 gold?
Yep.
Sweet.
As you're kind of pocketing the money, Mr. Knives walks up to you and he says, Koss, are you paying with the real gold or the fake stuff? And Koss fights back, contrary little spider creature, you are fired. Hand over your sweater immediately. And then definitely chimes in, this is definitely a clear example of why you could all use a guide around here. They are definitely tricky with their words, and if you aren't clever, you might definitely fall victim. I'll definitely show you around New Jersey and get you in touch with the Hedgehog Court, who will definitely help you, unlike the deceptive Unseen Court. In exchange, I definitely want a Tiefling's Wink.
We don't have any wings.
The hell is a tiefling's wink?
It's just a wink when a tiefling winks at him. He wants the tiefling to wink at him.
Mr. Knife says, well, I'll give you 3 reasons to let me be your guide instead. I'm recently unemployed. I'm not as weird as definitely, and I'll work for normal pretties, coins, gems, and shiny knives. Maybe like 5 gold a day. No winks necessary.
All right, hold up. First of all, Claus, I'm gonna kill you if you don't give me either real money or my drugs back.
Roll intimidation.
You should date me because I have so much time without a job. I'm only slightly obese. Man.
Put that thing the fuck away, or so help me, I will demolish you.
He just throws the bags of flare at you and like slithers off.
Did I have 1,000 fake gold?
Yes, you have 1,000 fake gold.
Sweet. Okay, that was a great deal.
We should have met this
Um,
dude before we met the fucking bugbears.
Exactly. It would have definitely been too stupid to realize it was fake. All right, so we
We
need a
are-
guide, huh?
Yeah. And there's two that have offered to do so for you.
I walk over to Aldry and I'm like, "What do you think? You think we could? Which one would be more easily manipulated?"
I don't know.
Oh.
I say kill them both.
No, I want the spider friend. Let's be friends with the spider.
Jesus.
I can definitely be manipulated.
Fuck you, definitely. I want the spider friend. He looks like fun.
Wait, does the spider guy still have his sweater?
No. Or, no, Claus took it back.
If you don't give him his sweater back, so help me.
That's gonna be another intimidation check. I'll give you advantage since the first one worked. All right, but I want my gold back.
Fine, you can take this shitty fake gold anyway. I didn't want it.
You give him the gold back, and you get the sweater. So you have the sweater.
That was fake gold made out of platinum, Sir Coleman. No.
Come over here. What the fuck is this guy's name? Mr. Knives?
Yeah.
Come over here, Mr. Knives. And I try to put the sweater on him.
He kind of like shrinks back. He's like, I don't really like wearing that.
Oh, okay. So,
Wait, you don't? I thought you wanted this.
No, Claus made me wear it while I was working for him, and now I'm unemployed, so I don't need to wear it anymore.
Fucker.
Unless, I mean,
Alright.
if you want to make
We
that a
still-
requirement of being your guide, I
no,
guess I
that's
can
fine.
wear it.
We still have to somehow show everyone that we own you. And I rip off a piece of it and I like wrap it or I tie it around his wrist.
Oh, you're
It's
very
not
weird.
as bad. It was the itchiness that's the problem, and now it's just my wrist itches instead of the rest.
Great. I put the itchy rest of the sweater in my inventory.
You can add an itchy sweater that's slightly torn to your inventory.
Awful.
You'll definitely wish you had picked me, and he or they wander off.
I already do wish that. I wanted to hear Chris attempt to shoehorn the word definitely into every sentence.
This wasn't an either or situation. I mean, this is definitely a situation where we could use both guides.
They stop walking away from you when you say the word definitely, and slowly turn around. Did I hear my
mean,
name?
I definitely think that these guides each definitely have their own areas of expertise. And if we want to ensure our
No. We're definitely going to guide you in two different directions, and that'll just confuse you mortals. It's definitely not going to work. You definitely need to pick one of us.
right, you should definitely shut the fuck up when I'm talking.
You're in rare form tonight, huh?
Italian Santa brought his presents. That is so many entendres. Holy shit.
All right, y'all decide. My vote is for Mr. Knives.
No, you've already tied the wrist
Yeah.
swatch of
Which is
slavery
Knives. Yeah,
onto
Knives.
him.
Yeah, it's Mr. Knives. We picked Mr. Knives.
Imagine I said that in my accent, though.
I
So,
thought
Mr.
Sylvester
Knives.
was supposed to be our guide. She's turning out to be completely useless.
Oh my god. That is a gross. I mean, that is gross.
She did turn us into puddles. I'll give her that.
From now on, only Alistar gets puddles. The rest of you
What?
can suffer.
I
So
think you're
what
doing
the
great.
actual fuck, Sir Coven? I liked having to control my viscosity. and
Okay,
make
wait.
extra checks.
Oh wait, I can fix this. Sylvestra, as a peace tiding, I giveth upon to you this sweater that I recently acquired.
It's all coming.
It's about time you rightly figured out who is worthy of that sweater. And I yank, I yoink.
Okay, great. All right, we're all happy.
Also, if anyone needs help keeping track of any of the names I've mentioned, if you go to the Actors tab into Feywild, into New Jiri, you should have access to a lot of the names I came up
Yeah,
with.
I need help.
Mr. Knives, where would you recommend we go?
It's Mr. Knives.
Mr. Knives. My apologies.
That's what it's-
There's a
Um,
pimp named Slickback. You got to say the whole thing.
well, I can take you to Thesraldian at the Unseen Court. Um, they need all the help they can figuring out this murder. And your friend, who seems to have vanished in more ways than one, is seemed to be very concerned about that, as a matter of fact. Should maybe one of us guide him and the other one, and then definitely go guide you? Are you two different groups? One invisible group, one not invisible group? Because that's how we run things in
Oh.
New Jiri, but
Oh.
What?
I'll shout. Alistar, you doing all right? Can you follow us from there?
If I heard that, which I don't know if I did, I probably wouldn't respond.
you did hear it. But okay.
So is Alistair dead? Like, what happened?
No, he just fucked off. Something important happened to him.
And I like Sherlock Holmes try to retroactively figure out why he ran away.
Insight or maybe investigation.
Darkovan is entering his mind palace.
Yeah, I'm gonna message you.
Okay. Okay. Did Alistar leave tracks?
Survival check against Alistar's stealth.
But all right.
You want me to roll for stealth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you see some imprints in the grass.
Okay. I say to the group, guys, I'm gonna see if I can go find Alistar. Can you guys like not run off without me?
Sure.
Okay. I start trying to follow the tracks. I'm not sure if Alistar is wants to be found, but I'm gonna try and find him anyway. And I try to see if like they end up stopping anywhere, or one of two things is gonna happen first. Either the tracks stop, but we're still within earshot of the Tea Party, or I get so far away that I'm no longer within earshot of the Tea Party. Which
Yeah,
happens first?
you head to the base of the hill, away from the battleground, and I mean, it's a pretty open area. There's not like any hiding spots, but he did like turn invisible. But that's kind of where you lose track of the tracks.
Okay. I say not super loud, but like not a whisper. Alistar? Alistar, are you here?
Um, I'll just lightly say Sir Coven, and you can tell that I'm very low, like quietly saying it, and I'm like holding something back in my throat.
Um, Look, I don't know what you're going through right now, but if you need time alone, I'll make sure the group knows that you're safe and we'll hang around until you're ready to join us, or, um, you know, as you know, I'm no stranger to grief. So if you want to talk to me about something, you can. But just wanted to make sure you were safe.
Um, yeah, I'm all right. I I just need some time to myself. I'll join up with you guys when I'm feeling better.
Okay, fair enough. And I turn back and I head back and rejoin the group.
Um, while you're gone talking to Alistar, definitely says, so if we're gonna be your guides, we definitely need to know what y'all are doing around here. I mean,
We are hunting someone.
No, we're just trying to get the fuck out. All the shit we want is in the material plane, right?
Hunting an exit.
Yeah, we're hunting and we're trying to get you're just trying to get home. We
Question: I thought weren't we also looking for Andon?
and he's the is he the villainy guy?
It is in the material plane.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's in the
okay,
material
all
plane.
right, got it.
um, oh, did you, Miss and Eyes, you came to Nujiri for the portal to the material plane that's up on the spire?
That was our target, yes.
Um, yeah, it's I don't know if you heard, but it stopped working some time ago. Now it just sends people to the Shadowfell, so that's not really gonna work for you. But they've kept it blocked off so that nasty creatures don't get through. And the unseen court's in charge of maintaining the portal, but the Charldians had other things on his mind, the war and everything. Hey, baby Squee.
Shadowfell, huh?
I'm playing D&D.
Um, I've never been to the Shadowfell. I'm down to go to the Shadowfell instead, but we have business in the material plane. I don't know.
I have no desire to go to that awful place.
Okay. Well, then how do we
I mean, if you, I suspect that if you meet with the Charldian and help him with his war, or at least the murder he's trying to solve, then maybe he'll be able to turn his attention back to fixing this portal problem and help you find a way home. But the unseen court's definitely not going to help you out. They don't care about people who are definitely as lowly as you. The Hedgehog Court on the other time will definitely help you, and I can definitely take you to them, and they will definitely get you away to the material plane.
Something tells me that solving this murder would be in some of our best interests, though. So
Yeah.
perhaps we can see if we can make a trade for a little bit of detective work and go from there.
I mean, I've heard there's ways to the material plane from the Shadowfell, so you could just go through the portal and find a way back to the material plane from there. I've heard bad things
Yeah.
about the Shadowfell, but solving
Seems
a
like
mystery is a whole other challenge. I certainly wouldn't want to be in your shoes.
all the mystery of rewrite history.
You know,
Okay. Sorry.
the Shadowfell. Don't. It was beautiful. The Shadowfell is probably a matter of when for us, not if. So, um, but if everyone is in agreement with me, Alistar,
Now,
um,
Althar's sounds like he's taking a break.
Yeah, we
yeah,
need to we need to just give Alistar some time, but he's gonna join back up with us in a few.
yeah, I am shouting so that he might hear me, um, or just speaking loudly. It would probably be amiss if we left without looking into that further. All right.
That seems like a good. It's like a good stopping point for a bio break, maybe.
Sure.
Because I need to use the bathroom
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah, we can do a bathroom break.
Nice even time of lunch.
Be back in
Best.
10 minutes or so. All right, so um, Alistar is crying alone in the corner. Everyone else is hanging out with Definitely and Mr. Knives, and they're wondering what you want to do next.
Well, next I'm connecting the dots between Alistar crying and someone named Mr. Knives, and I think the story that we've just been told off camera is anyway.
Alistair, there was somebody died. What upset Alistair was somebody dying.
Yeah, I know. I was
Okay.
connecting to Liam. We should ask Alistar. We should ask Alistar when he's ready if he would like to do a whodunit for his friend, though.
Agreed.
That seems like as good a way to go as any.
Just as a heads up, I'd probably wait like maybe an hour or two, and then I'd make my way back to the party whenever that is.
When your invisibility runs out.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Damn, you didn't have to call him out like that, Kevin. That gives us enough time to decide who our guide should be. So,
I vote for Knives. Mr. Knives.
I agree.
I
Who's do-
also agree.
Which side was it that was originally supposed to maintain the portal? Was that the unseen?
Yes. Who Mr. Knives has. Mr. Knives seems to support the Unseen Court, definitely seems to support the Hedgehog Court. Who was speaking? So that's 3 votes for Mr. Knives.
It's the knives.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
um, uh, definitely looks at you, Sarkovan, and says, "I'll definitely get a wink from you one day," and wanders off.
I'm married.
So the fighting comes to an abrupt end early in the afternoon, at which point the sun ceases to move through the sky. Everyone packs up, and most of the survivors head for New Ziri. You head down the hill and kind of come upon a road leading that way. Fey soldiers clog the road, and few of them display the typical Fey mirth. Seems like a large traffic jam has backed up near a river. Miss and I says, seems like the soldiers who are returning are bartering for beeswax so they can plug their ears. I have some wasp wax myself, but not enough for all of us. I hope you came prepared.
Sounds like you need to plug your ears.
Can I plug my ears with drugs?
Not very effectively.
Let me see if I've got something for this.
Would this newly acquired itchy sweater be suitable material?
I say you can kind of fashion it into like a headscarf that covers your ears and blocks out noise.
I take out a torch, light the torch, take out my sealing wax, and melt the sealing wax into my ears.
Okay. Seems to do the job. To the rest of you, Miss and I says, yeah, in your world there's a flour mill which creates a blighted area where creates this awful, persistent, high-pitched, trembling whine.
Chris, if I turn into an animal that doesn't have hearing, would that solve it?
Probably. Um, yeah, normally the Unseen Court's responsible for sending gremlins through their portal to muck with such mechanical devices, but obviously that's not happening right now.
Oh, never mind. I can't. I only once. Well, I've got the. I did my one shapeshift. It's only get to be a bird once.
Um, is anyone else doing anything before heading on through this area? Um, so you pass through this area, and those of you who don't do anything to your ears actually don't hear anything at all, even though you see all of the fey creatures covering their ears and some shouting in pain at this horrible noise that you don't hear at all. Um, then you come to a river just in front of the town. There's no bridge, so you kind of have to wade through it, but it's not too difficult. Bridges attract trolls, you see, so we can't have any of those here. Uh, when you reach the village, the sun is setting behind the massive stone spire rising from the center, um, and it remains setting for several hours. Um, and Mr. Knives begins leading you through a chaotic mess of narrow, winding streets and houses of all sorts. Straw, wood, brick, some metal, one composed of stacked sheep. Um, the Fae, or occasionally their houses, bustle through the town, trading oddities, treats, songs, or whatever other things they can offer. Um, and we're gonna go here. Um, alrighty, 1 second. And all right. So Mr. Knives begins describing a few key locations in New Jiri. Some sitting on the street that you are walking, others just described as they're on the opposite sides of the city. Up ahead, you'll see Flash Drought Fountain. This fountain displays desiccated wooden statues in the shape of angry air elementals and doesn't have any running water. Interesting things sometimes happen if you pour water into the fountain, and if you sit by it for a minute or so, you'll instantly sober up. Good place to go after visiting the Headless Human, my favorite bar. But if you're in the mood for a drink, you'll need to pass through Krog Tunnel to get there. It's a three-pronged tunnel, but which exit you end up at depends on how you enter: on foot, in a carriage, alone, in a group, singing a song, carrying a toad, etc. If it doesn't bring you to the Headless Human, you'll end up in Shady Grove, a wealthy neighborhood for Winterfell. That tangle of vines is where you'll find some of the most bizarre and debauched festivals in the village, and many Fae there work for the Hedgehog Court. I know a creeping talking mushroom who will cast all sorts of spells for you if you need that. Up on that hill over there sits the Honorable Halls of Accumulated Wisdom, a three-story library with all sorts of boring knowledge. Near it is Mosscat Mortuary. I'd stay away from there if I were you, because the Mosscats don't take kindly to material people like yourself. Soon you reach the base of the central spire. Cracks and brush and some small trees sit along its various faces, but otherwise it is bare until about 50 feet up, where grand manors are attached to the sides. In total, there are 6 antique castles jutting out from the spire, each more elaborate than the one below it, with the governor's Thistle Palace at the top. Mr. Knives walks up to the stone and begins climbing up using their spider-like appendages, beckoning you to follow.
Does
So
I follow.
Yep.
it's like a pretty bare, smooth rock face. You can try to climb up with an athletics check.
I have a climb
Won't be
speed.
that'll do. Um, so Stretcher's able to climb up.
Can I do something with acrobatics?
Yeah.
Or
Um,
Is 17 good enough? Did a real bad
um,
job.
17 will get you there, albeit slowly. 11 is not quite enough. Alger, you try to get a good jump up to catch one of the lower hanging branches sticking out from the stone, but you miss it and fall to the ground, taking 2 points of bludgeoning damage. You'll need to find another way.
Do I know where they're ending up on the spire?
Yeah, the palace all the way at the top. So once you get about 50 feet up to where the first palace is, there's like walkways and staircases and such. It's just getting up this bear stone is not easy for people like yourself, usually.
Well, I hate to blow another 4th level spell, but Dimension Door seems like it would solve this problem.
Hello. I cannot climb anything. If you would like, please door my dimension. Thank you.
Okay.
Or
Do
we
I
can look for
want to bring
stairs.
you?
Would I be able to carry anyone? Not you, Takara.
That would be
Oh.
a strength check for you, Svestra.
No, I'm good.
Could I attempt to like thorn whip a section at the top and then just sort of like climb up like a rope?
What's the range on Thorn Whip?
Oh, that's a good point actually. Let me see. Thorn whip's range is 30 feet.
I'd say you could use that to get about halfway, but you'll need some other method to get the remaining 20 feet up.
I think I'd just try to freehand it after that.
Okay. Yeah, so you can Thorn Whip to the middle, then go ahead and make an athletics check. It'll be a lower DC, though, since you don't have to go as far.
Okay. Could I do acrobatics instead?
Sure.
If not, I can do athletics.
I'm trying to think. There's like, if you can describe a way you would kind of move acrobatically or
Maybe
or even
try to use like the whip as like a sort of like a swing back and forth and kind of like, I don't know if that's acrobatics or not. I'm just
yeah,
trying to think.
that'll work. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
acrobatics.
All right, I can only take one of you with me. Who loves me more between Takara and Aldri?
Alistar, you're not able to reach the top by swinging, but you're still kind of hanging on the vine halfway up.
Okay. I will frustratedly transform into my dragon form and then use the wings that I now have to fly the remaining
That'll work.
Don't know why I rolled there.
To your question, Sarkovan, between me and Chris, it would be Chris. But between, but between Aldri and
He just left. Where are you gonna go? You're like 3 feet away from each other.
Your Honor, I played Oopsie Doopsie.
That was my way of trying to bribe you two to give me something in exchange for Dimension Door.
I have given you your life by not murdering you so many times.
Good enough for me. Come on, Takara, let's blue skidoo.
Also, Aldri, you are very nimble, very quick.
Yep, she failed already then.
Can I used acrobatics last time. Can I try to just climb the wall using athletics this time?
Sure.
You're gonna fail.
I'm gonna fail. Oh, yep, I fail.
Yeah, you'll take yeah, let's roll this time. 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall.
Well, I'm out of options.
How high did you say it was, Chris?
50 feet.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Never mind.
Wow, what's
All
that
right.
chat?
I have this. Wait, I have this spell scroll, and I don't know how it works. I read it, and I'm confused. Rope trick. Anybody? I'll put it in the chat.
Does nobody have at least 50 feet of hempen rope?
No, that's a good point. I have rope. I'm just gonna drop down rope. Good call. I'll
Somebody,
pull up everybody.
somebody strong, hold it.
Not me.
The car.
That's what I said. I'll drop down
Dang.
rope.
Dang, level 10 and being reduced to using the adventurer's rope.
That's fine. Nah.
I think there's an
Adventurers roping
achievement
these
if you-
guns.
There's an achievement if you beat the big boss with it. It's still in your backpack.
Yeah, I'll just pull up everybody. You want me to make athletics checks for everybody else, Chris? Just to literally pull them up?
There's only one. Aldrich's the
Look,
only one left.
I thought there was two. I missed the. Right, you said.
I say
The
with the
one person that's most probably acrobatic can't get up.
Yeah, I mean,
Y'all-
Chris, can I roll another?
Aldrich can make a acrobatics check with advantage using the rope to just like climb
Sweet.
up it as you hold it steady.
Sounds great.
There you go. Everyone's up.
23.
Easy.
So, Mr. Nice kind of leads you around the staircase that goes up and up and up the spire. As you reach the landing before the great gates of Thistle Palace, several tall, human-faced gazelles stand guard in front of the doors. Spears and shields hover telekinetically next to each of them, but one glances towards Alistar before stamping its hooves on the ground, causing the gates to swing open. As you step inside the foyer, a tiny hovering brownie floats around a large, glistening fountain full of pink water. Beyond the fountain is a decorative dragon made from flowers, vines, and silks. Uh, and this is like a fairy brownie, not a food brownie. The brownie floats towards you and says, "Welcome to Thistle Palace. I am Binnywitch, humble servant of Lord Thesraldian, who has been expecting you." Uh, Looks at Alistar. Supernova mentioned much about his family whenever he was here, and Lord Thessaldian is eager to speak with you regarding his friend's untimely demise. But first, protocol! The brownie gestures to the fountain. Wash your hands.
I immediately go wash my hands.
As you dip your hands in the fountain and begin rubbing them together, your entire body is cleaned of all grime, blood, and muck that you have accumulated in your travels, and you feel fresher than you've ever felt before.
Sweet.
I
Thanks.
need it. I need that.
Um, as you
Try to drink some.
make a wisdom saving throw.
Karen's on Facebook, paying attention while telling people to drink hydrogen peroxide.
So you can use inspiration to reroll it if you like, or you can gain an inspiration.
I'll gain an inspiration.
All right. Give me 1 second.
Your insides are completely clean.
Turns out science was right the whole time. Don't drink bleach.
Sorkoven's skin and horns all turn bright pink.
Oh no. That's only slightly different than it was before.
And Binnywitch says, "Ha! That's permanent. Enjoy."
Didn't you say that there's a mushroom that can cast spells or something?
Damn, you gotta find new artwork.
You can meet with the Unseen Court this way. And Binnywitch leads you through several chambers and hallways. In this palace that is beginning to seem bigger on the inside than it appeared from the outside. There's a room full of canvases and charcoal, a room full of comfortable-looking chairs, a room with a jail cell that has a window looking out onto a great lawn beyond, a room with tapestries covering every inch of the wall, and a hallway full of masks. Binnywitch bows humbly as they pass each of these masks. Finally, you come to a room where a fey person is stepping up out of a trap door in the floor. Appearing as a dress of snow, a mask of ice, and handprints or footprints of frost wherever they touch, this individual's physical body is completely invisible. Friends of Supernova, I present Astla the Ice of the Unseen Court, With a wave of their dress, Asla shoos Binny Witch away before crossing their sleeves and facing you expectantly. Oh, let's move y'all here. There you go. They're just, this mask is hovering above this dress, looking at you.
I wave.
The dress kind of like shrugs its shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I very gently and politely nudge Alistar a little bit.
I say, okay. Asla the Ice. Is it really true? Is my older brother dead?
Um, the mask like moves down and up as if nodding. Um, the dress kind of extends an arm one way and um, begins moving down a hallway. You see icy footprints on the ground as they move, and then kind of beckon for you to follow with a movement of the sleeve of the dress.
I'll follow.
I will too.
Yep. Certainly.
Do you say anything to them as you follow?
I'll just to who? You sorry.
Asla?
Oh. I'll wait until we stop before I have anything else to say. I want to see where they're bringing me. Us.
After a few minutes of awkward silence, you hear a voice from the floating mask and dress. How is your sister?
Cass? Well, last I heard, she's doing all right. I mean, admittedly, it's been a while since I've talked, but she's making her way pretty well in Spadum right now. She seems to really like it.
She should be told.
Yes, they all should be told. It's just so hard to believe. Altair was an entertainer, but I'd never think something like this would happen. Just so confused.
We all are. Svestra, did Mother send you to help, or are you here of your own accord?
I'm here to return to the material plane under different circumstances, along with my fellows. But it seems as if certain circumstances are preventing that, and in that case, I believe we can offer our assistance.
Assistance is certainly needed. Another face suddenly leaps through a doorway, brandishing a sword of pure ruby towards you. They dress in heavy black cloaks, a black cowl, and wear a charred stone mask with seams of glowing lava. Glowing red gems adorn their body, including rings on several fingers, but like Asla, the physical body wearing the clothes and mask is completely invisible. Back off, foul creatures, as you will taste my own blood should you treat my beloved Asla with anything less than the utmost respect. Asla looks towards the newcomer, and without saying a word, the fiery-faced demeanor changes. They blow a kiss towards Asla, who then heads off in an entirely different direction. I am Caress the Fire, and don't tell me your names because none of them compare with mine. Ha! Come, show me what you are made of. He waves his sword at you some more, but doesn't take a step closer.
I'm gonna aside to Sylvester. I'm gonna say, is it okay if I grab him?
He's asking for it. I don't see why not.
I'm gonna immediately go in for a grapple.
Make a grapple check.
It's normal at disadvantage, advantage. I don't have raging, so I don't have advantage there.
So yeah, normal. It is a you manage to get a hold on him. It does burn you. You take 3 points of fire damage as you grab the space where you imagine like his arm was. Like you get some of the
Yeah.
cloak in the grab, but you're definitely holding onto something physical but invisible. Um,
Gotcha.
he's gonna unhand me and swing his sword at you.
Disadvantage.
Yep. Do oh, does that work?
It did. Missed.
Oh, and I didn't even need
Uh,
disadvantage.
I'll let go. I'll like dodge the like I'll push the sword, like I'll with my grapple I'll prevent him from hitting me.
Mm-hmm.
But then just let go and be like, well, that's what I'm made of. I've shown you.
Certainly got a grip to you.
I'm alright at it.
He shoots the sword and begins walking as you kind of leading you through more hallways and rooms with all sorts of strange stuff. So what's Zugmoy up to?
Was that directed at anyone?
Just the party in general.
Too much, methinks.
Yeah. Many things are happening.
Come on, I want to hear about the battles going on in the material plane. That's where you're from, right? I can smell it on you.
Well, Levati would be great in this conversation.
Well, I got to grab a thing like 10 times my size at least. A big skittering bug-like thing. Glorious glorious fight. Seem to have gained the admiration of some small dragon folk.
That's awesome. You I like that you tell me these stories, but also have the bronze to back it up. Not like Supernova. He always bragged about fighting, but never actually dusted his knuckles.
Maybe too soon for that talk. Maybe too soon. Anyway, Zukmoy was controlling the whole army with a flying mushroom ship thing. We blew that shit up. Those big
Did you
fireballs.
now?
Very
Oh,
cool.
that's
Very noble sacrifice by one archdruid in the circle of wildfire.
wish I could have been there to sacrifice myself, because that sounds like the best way to go out.
I wish that too.
Well, listen, I hear you're here to help with the murder investigation. So once you prove who on the Hedgehog Court killed him, let me know, because I'm looking forward to dispensing justice in an honorable duel with the perpetrator.
What makes you so sure it was somebody in the Hedgehog Court?
He and Thesraldian were best friends. Why would Thesraldian kill him? He came by the unseen court all the time. Everyone here loved him.
Yes, unfortunately, it wouldn't surprise me that the Fae are capable of treachery just the same as those from the material realm where I'm from, unfortunately.
Well, it's no surprise he pissed somebody off, and especially in this place, things like this happen. Um,
I thought he was
Immortals.
loved by both sides, by both courts.
I mean, the Hedgehog Court claims to have been his friend, but look what happened. Um, they've always been trying to seek rebellion, and I mean, I'm kind of annoyed it's taken this long to get to open warfare, but um, there's certainly someone in that court who hoped to use Supernova's position and this event to create an opportunity for them to seize power. Um, I just wonder which one of them he insulted, and then a voice from a nearby room cuts in. Even fools like Supernova can bring wisdom by giving us a mirror to compare ourselves to. And you see um, into the hallway steps a mound of mossy and moldy clothes dotted with mushrooms. A mask of brittle, cracked turquoise hangs low beneath the figure's shoulders, and vivid blue frogs occasionally crawl across or through the cloak. Chorus, please go let Thesraldia know that guests are coming. Come with me. And um, I am Ferg, the Toadstool Sage. And Ferg leads you to a large window that looks out onto sort of a courtyard filled with statues. There's statues of strange creatures, and there's a giant wolf, a floating eyeball, a large kind of spider that's half person, half spider, um, and a few others. Um, Next to the window is a shelf with books, and Ferg takes one out and hands it to uh, Alistar. This is the Book of Kelland. Reveals how the foolishness of the Fey Titans, he says, gesturing to the statues, led to the creating of the first human king. Um, do you take the book or?
I'll take it. Yeah.
Okay. Um,
I'll say, what does this have to do with anything?
oh, you're here for Supernova?
Why wouldn't I be?
Because there's so much more interesting things to care about. And he walks away from the party. Um, an ash tree just outside the window rustles with unusual intensity. And just a mask composed of tree bark and framed with feathers, floats over, um, and the window opens, and then the mask floats through. Um, the tree outside dips and stretches its branches into the room, creating sort of a seat. Um, and the mask sort of hovers above the seat. Then the entire tree uproots itself and walks through the wall as if the wall wasn't there. Um, so many weapons. I keep trying to keep our youngsters alive, and people like you keep chopping their heads off. Shame I couldn't help poor supernova, but maybe I can help you little lost children. My name is Selin. Um, let's.
So,
Mhm.
good.
Um, you know, courts have been a mess ever since Supernova died, and I really just want this war to end. If you can find some proof that Olazdir is guilty, and we execute him for murder, that'll halt the violence. But really, any solution that just stops this fighting is fine by me.
Who is this? Um, how do they pronounce her name? Halazdir,
Olazdir?
Halazdir.
Yeah.
Who is that? You speak of.
Uh, Olazdir is the Archfey of Winds and leader of the Hedgehog Court. Um, he presides over the winds and feathered beasts of the Feywild, and has grown increasingly dissatisfied with what he claims is us turning a blind eye to the horrid technology the mortal world is starting to embrace. Um, he he even chopped off his own head to try to fit in among the unseen court, but when it was clear that his interests did not align with ours, he founded his own. Um, in fact, the rumors say that the only way to kill him is to collect all the pieces of his old head, which he burnt and scattered through the ashes on the wind.
That's fucking intense. That's some intense shit to do, my guy.
Yes, that is metal indeed.
So do we have like, is there any evidence against him, or is it just like you don't like him, so we think it's him?
Um, well, Supernova's body was found in the Krog tunnel with one of Olazdar's arrows through his heart. So that's pretty damning evidence.
Bad luck.
But
Where's
hmm?
sorry. Where's his body now?
Oh, it's been brought to Mosscat Mortuary to be entombed.
If I remember correctly, we're not wanted there, being that we're from the material plane, but we may not have a choice.
If you're not one of his, Alistair, you're apparently related to him. Maybe us being related to him can help.
Perhaps. I mean, you seem to speak of me a lot, so perhaps we can have some pull there.
Also, if we are on official court business, bombastic side eye, perhaps that could help us open some doors.
Whatever the Hedgehog Court is attempting, Fishraldian is still governor of this village, and if you're in his good graces, and helping him out, he'll certainly give you permission to go where you need to go. And with that, she leads you to another door, which she swings open, and inside are the other members of the Unseen Court that you've just met, as well as Fishraldium himself, seated atop a throne. He wears a yellow fine cloak buttoned up, um, invisible body like the others, and his mask is a pure mirror. Um, as you look at him, you see your own face reflected in it. Um, the Fey governor um, sits kind of casually observing you, swinging a sword through the air, and the edge of the sword is kind of glimmering with a strange shimmer. Um, he he says, "So you finally found your way to my court. We're gonna need to have feasts. We're gonna need to have poetry competitions. We're gonna need to have races. Supernova's brother is here."
Oh, brother. Don't we have like pressing stuff about the death and the war and stuff? I mean, celebrations are all good and well, but oh,
What does this war bother you? Does this death bother you?
Does this
seems like
death
it's causing you.
bother me? He was my brother. And you want to have feasts and celebrations. When what we should be doing is we should be going out and trying to find whoever killed him.
Glad to see you have the same motivations as I do in this endeavor. He do all of you feel this way, or just Alistar?
I, it seems important to him. Well, yeah, I'm with Alistar. Whatever he wants. Oh well.
Needless death of innocence is a wrong that should be righted.
Spoken like a true hero. We cannot let the unjust murder that has happened here, go unpunished. And you see tears begin dripping down the mirrored mask. Supernova brought an excitement to this place that it has not had in minutes. The village of Nujiri is a somber place, but the people were so happy to see him. The performances he gave were incredible, and the jokes he would tell in my court, the tales of the material realm, of his family, traveling through the waste, shunned from Ushal. Oh, I could listen to that story a dozen times. Was it the stars that guided you here, Alistair?
They were.
You really are his brother. Such a poetic language you offer me. Um,
So who do you believe did it? Do you have any other evidence besides the one guy?
the um, one sec.
Take your time.
Um,
You've got 5 characters and a half, and
yeah.
I've
So
got one.
as you ask this question, the door opens again, and Benny Witch the brownie comes inside and says, "I present to the unseen court Riffian, captain of the Great Hunt." And you see a massive individual who you recognize from riding the steed that chased the fox through the woods. Step into the court and say, he kneels before Thessalonian and says, "Governor, please forgive me for failing in my hunt. I shall catch that blasted fox soon enough, but people keep getting in my way." Um, he kind of turns to the party and says, "Oh, I thought I recognized your essence. Sorry if I trampled upon any of you." And then he sees Alistar and is like, "Oh, you his audience says, these folk have come to help investigate the murder of Supernova." And Riffian says, "Oh, that guy was an idiot. Oh, wait, is politics going on here? Sorry, I hate politics." And he heads out. As the doors close behind them, the court laughs, and this audience says, "You see, I told Riffian that a fox had killed one of my favorite hens, and ever since then, we've been using the fox to lead the great hunt on a chase around the battlefield, um, luring around him with various prey, and he's been trampling plenty of the Hedgehog Court's forces."
So, how long has there been a conflict between the Hedgehog Court and the Invisible Court?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
Fair enough. Did what's the dead guy's name?
Supernova.
Did
Well,
did Supernova Nova was Supernova alive? Did Supernova interact with this war at all, or is it or this conflict?
no, this is a direct result of his murder. Um, we
Were there tension? There were tensions though before, well, while he was alive.
The Hedgehog Court always wanted to have their word be the rule of the city, but the Unseen Court has been placed in charge here by Mother, and so it is our duty to serve this village as its humble leaders.
Okay.
Why don't you all spend a day or two investigating the city, see what you can find, and I shall convene the entirety of the court noon tomorrow. All 10 Fey Lords will be there, so you'll need to convince a majority of who the true killer is. And once that's done, justice shall be delivered.
Meta commentary that seems short, like a short period of time. I want to, but also maybe not. Like it depends on how we want to do this.
Meta commentary. He said you should take a few days, and then he said tomorrow at noon.
Oh sure, fair enough. But I don't know what to. But guess he doesn't give a shit. Well, Cassie will go wherever the fuck Alistar points her, but mostly is like.
Caress the Fire speaks up and says, don't forget, I want to challenge Elazir to a duel, but if you head outside the palace, circle around and enter through the back door, you'll arrive at the Hedgehog Court. So you can go interrogate the rebels there.
So, oh, they have 5, and there's 5 on each side.
Yes.
Ah, okay, so you get to get a majority, you have to get a traitor. Okay. Do we want to talk in private? Can we like sidebar?
Selene speaks up and says, we are happy to provide lodging in the palace. Biddiewitch and the brownie comes in. Lead them to some spare quarters. And Biddiewitch the brownie leads you back through this maze of hallways for what feels like multiple hours before coming to a door, just plain door in the wall, opens it up, and there's beds and um, you know, chairs and tables and plenty of space you'll need to make yourself comfortable. Biddiewitch bows and says, if you need anything, knock on the door and say forbiddance. And the
Write that
brownie
down.
vanishes.
Journal.
He with eyes greater than the ocean.
For help from the brownie, is that? For help.
It just said if you need anything, so presumably.
I wrote it down, but we don't need anything.
Okay,
Never.
sweet.
And with legs more numerous than trees and fangs larger than mountains and eyes deeper than the ocean.
Well, it seems complicated because we've bet the people that are like supposedly his allies and like Thrisidelion or whatever. Thrisidelion.
Mr. Knives is there as well, and he'll say, well, I think I've done some guiding, but if you want to head anywhere else in the city or have questions about places or things, I'll be at the Headless Human grabbing a drink. Because these politics are a lot. And he heads out.
So yeah, I'm just like, it's obviously Karis. It sounds like somebody who wants a war wants him dead. So, like the new boss obviously got his new boss chair by killing but because the guy's dead. And who knows what else. So there's like a lot of like motivations here. Also, we didn't get what's her face's Ice's opinion on anything, so she might care about something.
Yeah, I was most suspicious of her just for that reason alone.
She didn't communicate a whole lot.
No.
So, I mean, we didn't engage very much, but
no.
I don't know. We should probably go see the other court, see what they're about.
Alistar, what do you think we should do?
That's a good point.
I don't buy that any side should be given like complete clearance right now. They're talking about Altair as if he was this great person, and yet call him a fool and a loser and treat him like trash. It just I think we need to do a little bit of insight on both sides at this point. We can't rule anything out.
Certainly.
We also can't rule out that it was a third party.
Sure.
Very true.
Anybody can use an arrow, right? Like, presumably, unless it's like super magic fucking arrow.
You can steal it. You have to steal it, so that's something we have to figure out is how they got the arrow. But doesn't seem that hard to steal these things. But one way you can steal an arrow is like picking a fight with them and then, or just like fighting next to them and picking them off the ground. Like it doesn't seem that hard to achieve. Not particularly convincing evidence at all. No. So, we could go like properly interrogate people. I'm not
unless we're doing physical violence to them, I'm not particularly qualified. But
Sylvestra, what? How does time work here?
Oh, that's
Player,
right.
player character, give me the lore on on this world.
To us in the Feywild, the time in your realm is an anomaly. None of us are very used to it. It took me quite a bit to get used to the sun moving back and forth in your realm. Here it's just wherever it wants to be.
Well, I am no scientist, but I hate to burst your bubble, but the sun doesn't move. The Earth moves around it, or
What
not the
what
Earth, but the
what's the
whatever the sun.
science you're speaking of?
Yeah, good question. So when he said tomorrow at noon, what does that actually mean?
Whenever he feels like it.
Okay,
Tis the whim of all Fey.
okay.
It seems this Raldian is appointed leader of this area of the Feywild, so he pretty much can make up whatever he wants at this point.
it's his world, and we just live in it.
He is the
Of
sun.
course,
We are the earth.
of course, accepting those who gave him that position.
Sure, sure. Obviously, Mother gets to say over him.
I don't
Though
want to.
I'm rather baffled that they're causing all this trouble and neglecting their duties over such a simple act of violence.
What would their duties be otherwise?
Maintaining the realm.
Hmm.
The stability of the Feywild is paramount. Even Mother can't escape that uh, tasking duty. And here they let the portal to the material plane languish,
Hmm.
inviting those damned Shadowfell creatures in.
Okay, so we
Anyone?
have a. There.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Would anyone potentially have motivation to stir such chaos? Besides Sokoven. But when you had the sword, don't worry. You're different now. You've changed.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think the way we do that is by asking people, right? We have to talk to.
Yeah.
I think we should go to the bar.
Yeah, honestly, getting the opinions of.
We really should have asked how to get there before Knives left.
He told us.
Yeah, I kind of like
He
all the
didn't tell us
locations.
what he didn't tell us what manner of how to get through the tunnel to
We
get to
we have
the.
to we have to be alone and in a group and in a carriage and singing, and we have to do all those things at once. And
You forgot the toad.
oh yes, we have to Toad. Cassie, please transform into Toad.
Yeah,
Um,
I got all my transformations out. Sorry,
we will
unless you want me to
sleep,
just
and then I'm sorry,
take a
Chris.
hit.
What were you what were you saying before this? My nonsense.
I'm sure we can find some random bloke off the street that'll tell us how to go through the tunnel the right way.
Trusting.
I find it the most interesting that the murder took place in that tunnel based on what we know about it.
Yes.
Perhaps that would be a good place to start.
Okay, I'm into that. Go snoop on a tunnel.
Secret tunnels.
And here Chris introduces quantum physics to this murder mystery.
You don't know the destination until you observe the tunnel, and then it collapses in on all possibilities.
Question is,
Ah,
did the archer know the destination?
Schrodinger's arrow.
Schrodinger's murdered brother.
Oh fuck.
He is both alive and dead at the same time.
You say that now.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Well, Liam, what is a supernova if not a dying star?
What?
Alistar, would you know why they refer to him as supernova here?
Of course, it's his stage name. Any performance he does, he goes by that moniker. He always said it was flashy, got people's attention.
But like, other Fae know that he's not. That it's just a moniker. Like you're a you know.
Oh, truth be told, he's never even told me anything about going to the Feywild. I assumed he was still in FX all this time.
Fascinating. So he was also mortal, and these guys are all not. Well, they might
Yes.
be. They might have been mortal. They might not. Here, sorry, they might not be. Might be also mortal. As you know, unambiguous evidence that these. You could do. I could do magic to be invisible, I guess.
Yeah,
Did
however,
did your brother have the ability to turn invisible at will?
no, I would
Mm.
assume so. At least the magical ones of our family. Something we developed over a long time, so I would assume if you can use magic, you can turn yourself invisible.
He was. This person would have to spend a lot of time invisible, but okay, good.
Still, I wonder why he'd be down here to begin with, other than to, perform.
I mean, performing the role of Fey King seems like if you're, down for a challenge, seems like the sort of thing you'd do.
Hmm.
So, it
Yeah.
sounds like that's what has happened here,
Hmm.
is that he went for a good, interesting challenge, and it was, unfortunately
Perhaps.
ended in his death.
Perhaps. It just, I don't know. All this is just brand new information to me. It's hard to wrap my mind around it, really.
Yeah, it is real strange to learn that your brother was doing this particular thing.
Hmm. I mean, he devoted his life to the craft, but to think he's been in the Feywild and didn't tell anyone about it. Wonder why.
Oh, very weird.
You know,
I don't.
In theory, we could ask him.
yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, that was an idea I had as well. Was how do these people feel about us? Speak with Deading there.
How does Alistar feel about it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
too.
Hmm. If it
And
helps solve
also,
his murder at the very least.
At the very least, Alistar, I'd recommend you get closure while you have the chance. Not many are offered that opportunity.
You are correct.
I would take it if I were you.
You're right.
So yeah, the place to go is certainly the tunnel, and then from the tunnel to the um whatever the thing is.
A
Um,
Moss Cat mortuary.
well
Well,
that, but also the like also I do actually think that getting a commoner, like not the courts, someone outside of the court's opinion on the people of the members of the court might be useful.
Oh, Star, I don't mean to be insensitive when I say this, but were you particularly close with Supernova?
Yeah, my whole family was. We were close with each other. For a while, it's really all we had.
And you think of any reason why he would keep something like this a secret?
No, not at all. If anything, he'd be the one bragging about performing in the Feywild. He always was very excitable.
That's what I was thinking, is that he seemed like somebody who enjoyed the spotlight. And what a better way to call attention upon oneself than to say that you're famous not only in the material plane, but in the Fey realm as well.
Hmm, that is
Something
true.
tells me that there had to have been a reason.
Let me see
And
if I got this concept right. Alistar, when, I believe is the word, when did you last speak with your brother?
Um, it's been a while. I'm actually trying to think when the last thing would have spoke. At least until I would have left on my journey, which was probably a few days before I met up with you guys. So it has been a good bit of time.
But not not that long.
I mean, he's
In
over in
your realm,
FX.
perhaps.
Yeah, it has to. The time might be different here. But it'd have to be a different time doing fucky wucky things. So you saw him like it was a month. It wasn't even a month ago that you saw him last.
Um, truth be told, I've been in Utamanu, or I've been in Sharoner my whole life. I never stepped foot out of into FX, and he's been there pretty much the whole time after
Okay, okay,
he left. So
okay. So there's a chance you haven't seen him in some time. Okay.
yeah, and sometime I would say.
Minutes, they would call that here.
Hmm.
Tomorrow, some would say.
Mm.
Nature's butter. So stupid. Sorry.
Um. So
Let's
tunnel,
go.
secret tunnel.
Starting the tunnel.
All right. So after you leave the palace and make your way towards the tunnel, um, the moon is low on the horizon and a starry night sky is above. Um, you follow the directions that Mr. Knives left you. One sec. Um, and you, between a few buildings, you see um, stone buttresses marking the entrance of the tunnel, coated in graffiti. As you step inside the tunnel, which has a 15-foot high ceiling, there's sort of a night sky motif throughout the ceiling of the tunnel, painted with graffiti. Though many of the stars have been replaced with gears and blood kind of spraying out from the gears across the heavens in this art.
Weird.
You It just seems like a long tunnel. You kind of head out. I mean, what do you do? There's a few people moving back and forth through it, but mostly they seem to want to go to one end or the other.
Is there anything note where? So there's no like. Is there any sign of where the murder happened?
Um, that would not clearly, but you can make an investigation check to try to find it, or kind of describe what you're looking for or where you're looking, and I might give you more details.
Yeah, can I look as well?
I'm not looking. I just was wondering if it's obvious. I was looking, just like, is there like a blood spot splatter or there's a mark for it or something like that? But I'm not.
Chris, where's the caution tape and the white outline?
That's what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
No, that's all in the Shady Grove. They have plenty of caution tape there.
Fuck off.
Yeah, no, I would definitely be looking for where it took place and what it looks like.
Okay, you can roll investigation if you want.
Excellent.
So you're looking around and thinking back to your time with your brother, the performances he's done that you've seen. You knew that like as a homage to your heritage, he would incorporate, illusions and references to stars and the night sky and things of that in his performances. And so you get the sense that, at least to some extent, this graffiti is sort of in honor of him. So you're definitely in the right place. The As you look a little bit closer, a lot of this place has been like trampled through people moving through, and if there were footprints or things like that, they're long gone. Um, One thing you do kind of notice is in sort of the dark recesses of parts of the tunnel, there's spider web, and you do notice in one spot kind of a large silky cocoon. Not like maybe the size of like a soccer ball or so, but just like up in the corner of the stonework, amidst spider webs.
Hmm. There's just a cocoon there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We should ask locals what that is. I don't want to touch things that
Good
might be
idea.
somebody's house. Might be somebody's house or whatever. And I just like ask
You
somebody on
glance
this.
around for people. There's an elephant walking backwards towards you.
Uh, yeah, hello.
Hello.
Can Okay. Can you please tell us the nature of this cocoon-looking structure?
Um, the Oh, that's a entrance to the webway.
The webway.
Yes,
And whereabouts does that take us, would you say?
to the webway.
Right. Thank you for your time.
Pleasure. And he continues walking backwards away from you.
Well, apparently, friends, it's the webway. Hope
Is
that
it
helps.
worldwide?
Uh,
Is that so? Just eh.
you missed my gesture, but you got the
Yeah.
gist.
Um. Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that information.
Yeah. So
So,
an entrance to the webway.
the World Wide Webway. I don't know.
Just another avenue of investigations.
Yeah. Another fucking weird thing about this place that we have to figure out.
Yeah. Welcome to the Feywild.
Well, yeah.
I say we take note of this,
And
maybe come
move on.
back later, because
Yep, that seems right.
Yes.
don't want to end up in Land of Spider right now.
Mm-hmm.
But our friend is a spider.
Perhaps they can tell us more about the webway.
Yeah, they're in the bar. They can tell us more about the way.
So you are heading out the tunnel
Mm-hmm.
to
That
the
sounds.
headless human. Um,
That sounds.
as you've been told this tunnel has 3 exits, but only 2 are accessible at a time. So as you head towards the opposite from the one you entered, as far as you can tell, the tunnel starts curving upwards, and you see kind of the stone buttresses that mark the exit, but between them is a huge wall of ice blocking the exit. And then suddenly from the ice, a geyser of water shoots out towards you, and the tunnel begins filling with water. Um, a giant ladybug walking near you says, "Wait, what? Why is the exit blocked? What's going on here?" Um, and you see the water level rising, which kind of seems to indicate that, or I guess like there's more coming, and if you don't do something about it, the tunnel's gonna fill up.
I'm gonna ask the person we just talked. The person, is it supposed to do this sometimes, or just not right now?
I I've never seen anything like this.
Probably.
Uh, I got nothing, fam. I got nothing for this.
He's like,
I'm gonna go back the other way.
you start heading back the other way, and you head back to the place you came in, and you see a similar wall of ice blocking that exit as well. The water is now ankle deep.
Let's go to that webway. What's up with the webway?
We could also try breaking down the wall.
Yeah, sure.
That too.
It's a wall of ice, you say?
Yes.
Ooh, we
I
lost.
go back towards the exit, not the way we came. I run back, and I try burn my hands on it.
Burning hands.
Wait, maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe that's gonna melt more water and cause it to fill up more.
Yeah,
I
do it.
can hold off the water for a bit. We just want to try and get through this barrier.
All right, I burn it.
Roll damage for that.
I say burninating. Does that mean anything to you guys?
Rogdor?
Rogdor the Burninator?
Um, yeah, so that melts a section of the um ice, and you can see like this town on the other side through it. Um, make a perception check for me.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be.
You through the kind of hole in the ice you create, um, you see like there was somebody there, and then once you created the hole and it was visible, they like quickly moved out of the way. But you caught here, I'm gonna actually message you this. Um, the so you kind of melt a section of it that's maybe like a foot by a foot. But then another geyser spits out from another section of the ice wall. So like it seems perfectly fine on the other side of the wall. There's not like water out there. Um, but then that ice begins kind of sealing itself back in, and
So, Chris, can I use my new thing to control water?
if you let me know how that works.
Yeah. Would any of this count as freestanding water?
The water at your feet would.
Okay. I will just copy paste this then. Till the spell ends, you control any freestanding water inside an area you choose that is a cube up to 100 feet on a side.
Oh boy.
And then I would like to use the part water effect.
A 100 feet on a side is a big old spot.
So basically, I want to Moses the water so that we have a direct line into like one like section of the ice wall to kind of drill into it, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, so the water's still shooting out from the geysers and filling up, but you've sort of created this safe space that gives you access to the ice wall. Um,
I
so
will.
in the section that the water is not being held out, because like so much of the water has been pushed to the sides and it's still coming, it's now like shoulder height, but you are all standing in dry air.
Sorry, my internet like freaked the fuck out, so I may have missed parts. But Takara will take out the battering ram that she bought so long ago that she never got to use,
Nice.
and yeah, begin charging at one of the walls of ice.
Does that have any stats or anything?
He charges at the wall of ice that I broke up a little bit with my flame hands.
That one that I totally was here for and definitely had internet that allowed me to hear that. So, yes. And stats. I don't know. Let me check.
Wait a second. Why am I Italian Santa?
What do you mean?
It's already been that like that this entire session.
Fuck.
The instant you join the call.
I've been in full screen, so I haven't seen it.
I thought you changed it to that.
Oh no. Do you remember earlier when I said Italian Santa brought his presents?
Yeah, I just thought you were tripping out like you normally do.
No, this was a special kind of trip.
Um,
Which
All right.
has some basis in reality.
So I get +4 bonus on a strength check to try to break down a door or a barrier or whatever.
Mhm.
And then if someone else helps me, I can get advantage on that.
Cool.
So
anyone helping you?
muscle mommy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously.
So I assume Takara and Kessie try to use this ram to break down that wall of ice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So make a strength check with advantage with a +4 bonus.
Can I cast haste just so that they go extra fast?
If you can cast at third level, you can cast it on one of them. I don't know if you upcast it if it lets you do multiple targets or not.
Haste has no upcasting.
Okay.
Oh.
So you can cast it on one of them.
I cast it on both of them by expending 2 spell slots.
You can't concentrate on.
Oh, fuck my butt. All
I
right.
mean,
I cast it on neither one of them.
That's it on the battering ram.
I cast slow on the geyser, so it produces less water.
Yeah, you can do that.
It doesn't work that way, does it?
No, it's a slow and animate object.
Yeah. Let's Alright, so if you cast haste, what I'm gonna do is have Takara rolls 3d12 damage. And if you cast haste, it'll add an extra d12 on the.
Hey, let's do it. It's gone. I do my
Cool.
ninjutsu.
Oh, my goodness.
Brother.
That's some tough ice. But I mean, you do break off another section of it.
I mean, I'll just keep doing it.
Well, as you prepare for your second charge,
Damn it.
there is a sparkle of pink lights around you. And at this point, the water is like above your head, but on the sides of the tunnel, not like the little center trench. In the water on either side of you, two enormous pink orcas appear and will try to bite members of the party. And I think that is where we're going to pick up next time.
Sweet.
What the shit?
Said orcas as in
Yes.
whales?
Yes.
Killer whales,
Killer
to be
whales.
specific.
Okay.
All right, then.